It's my daughter's 20th birthday, and this year I'm in charge of the cake. Since we transitioned to a plant based diet about 3 years ago, my daughter's been our family's pastry chef. She bakes everyone's birthday cakes, giving me a much needed break to focus on cooking and party planning. It's been such a relief to have her take on the cake making duties, but today's her day. And even though she kindly offered to skip the cake this year, that wasn't gonna fly. A homemade birthday cake is a cherished tradition in our household. And even though none of us are professional bakers, there's something about a homemade cake that's so special, and I know that in the process of making them, we're also creating lifetime memories. For this cake, I use my go-to recipe, which is actually the base for a lot of my cakes. It reminds me of the vanilla Duncan Hines box cakes that I grew up with. If you know, you know. The best part of this recipe is that it's made with 10 ingredients that I always have on hand, and you can customize it by using different flavored yogurts. But today, I'm sticking with classic vanilla. As I was about to pour the batter into a parchment-lined baking dish, my daughter stepped in and made some cuts to the corners of the parchment paper, which she says will make it easier to lift out later. The fact that she's at an age where she's teaching me how to level up in the kitchen is pretty insane. This cake goes in a 350-degree oven for about 30 to 35 minutes until it's cooked through. While the cake was baking, I started working on the frosting. I opted for a basic chocolate frosting, which I plan to dazzle up later with vegan sprinkles I found on Amazon. These are pretty great. They're all natural, gluten-free, and colored with clean ingredients like turmeric, paprika, spirulina, and vegetable juice. This is what the cake looked like when it came out of the oven, and it's also where things almost went left. I refrigerated the frosting and it got a little too thick, so I tried saving it with some extra milk, and it was also at this point that my anxiety started to kick in. Even though I knew the flavors were there, I was worried about the presentation. I've never piped frosting onto a cake before and didn't even know where to start. Just as though she read my mind though, my daughter swooped in and offered to frost the cake herself. She wanted to try a new process where she layered the frosting onto plastic wrap and then placed it into our piping bag so that it would keep the bag clean, which actually worked. I just let the girl take over, and she kept the decorations so wholesome. She added the number 20 to the cake, and then to ensure that there was enough chocolate for every bite, she added some stars on the cake too. She finished it off with some sprinkles, and voila, her 20th birthday cake. It's not as fancy as a store-bought one, but it was homemade, simple, made with her mama's love, and checked the cherished memories box too.